one of those movies that is like a love of labor to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like not really happy, but it's
Like-
also kind of has like an important message too that kind of gets you thinking just about like people and like your own past and childhood and shit. So
You mean like kind of like the Human Centipede 2?
no.
No?
Welcome back to another episode of the Soundscape Sessions. I'm Mal. That's Trav.
What up?
This is Adam.
Okay, I'm glad we're over that.
It was just a phase. We were
Yeah,
going through.
it's just a phase. Yeah. Thank goodness. Hi, I'm Adam.
And this is another episode of Free Talk Friday,
Free Talk Friday.
where we talk about freer subjects on film and television and such. I know it's
I want to say that last
Short
time.
description.
No, last time you said where the talk is free and so are we.
yeah.
And I was looking back on it, and me and him just kind of talked over you, and that's not bad. I don't want you to give up on that just yet, but
What about Free Talk Fridays where the talk is cheap, so cheap it's free?
Oh my God, that's actually amazing.
I don't
Let's
know.
let's start over from the top and roll with that.
yeah.
So what are we talking about today on Free
Well-
Talk Friday?
Well, earlier we watched a movie trailer for a movie that's coming out this week,
Yeah, it
Mickey
is.
17,
Mickey 17.
directed by Bong Joon-ho, a director from South Korea who directed a movie called Parasite a few years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I
if
heard that movie is really good.
it is really good.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
heard some good things about it as well.
It won Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Screenplay at the Oscars in
Ooh.
2020, which is like,
Nice.
I mean, you know, last time we were kind of talking about do the Oscars mean anything, and like take it what you will, but like if you win like a boatload of awards at the Oscar, like your film is like pretty
Yeah.
good, right?
People are going to see it after that, like, for sure.
yeah, that's the only
like-
reason I saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. That's why half the world saw Slumdog Millionaire.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Which I didn't see.
one
I
day.
heard it's really good though, right?
It is really good. Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle made. Do you guys see 28 Days Later?
Yes,
So,
I have.
It's like kind of crazy that like Danny
I
Boyle.
actually watched it with John.
Ooh.
boy John.
Shout out John.
Yeah, we'll get him one day.
So it's like kind of crazy that like he made this like super crazy movie 28 Days Later, and then he wins Best Picture for this like sort of whimsical coming of age tale about like children in India and Slumdog Millionaire. It's like kind of a head flip, kind of reinvented his career.
Oh, reinvented, you say?
Ooh,
Foreshadowing.
yeah.
Career, you say?
So we watched the trailer for Mickey 17, which is a movie that is coming out today. And like I've been pretty stoked on this movie for a while, just because like I've become a pretty big fan of Robert Pattinson, and like him teaming up with like Bong Joon-ho is like I think pretty sick.
Absolutely.
So like have you guys seen the trailer before or heard anything about this movie?
I have not.
I heard a little bit about it. I didn't really want to watch Mickey 17 because I hadn't seen Mickey 1 through 16 yet.
I knew someone was gonna make a joke there.
I was just waiting for the right time. Yeah, I like Rob Pattinson. He was cool as hell.
I know him, so I can call him Rob.
First name basis.
I love Rob Pats. I love Robbie Pats. I haven't seen him in The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen that movie, but I do want to see that movie, and he looks fucking completely like exhausted
In the Lighthouse.
in the Lighthouse. And apparently, I think there was like it was a very true thing. Like he was thoroughly exhausted throughout that whole entire shoot and stuff.
I got some notes about that movie, but first I
That
want to
movie's cracked like crazy.
the Lighthouse. We'll get there, but like we're on
But that's
Mickey-
how I know. Like that's why I was like Rob Pats.
Yeah.
Okay, put him on Adam's radar.
So what'd you think of the trailer for Mickey 17?
I love it when English people talk like us. It's great because
Adam's takeaway.
it sounds like so. Like, have you ever seen Daniel Radcliffe talk like an American?
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yes, I
great.
have.
It's incredible. Like, I love it. Like, some people are so seamless, but some people, like, for me at least, it seems like their whole entire fucking voice changes
Yeah.
and stuff. But on a serious note, yeah, that looks cool because I didn't know that there was like, I thought the whole point of it was like he's a guy and he dies and stuff a lot.
Mhm.
But then I guess I must have turned off the trailer early, and then when I saw it again, I didn't know there was like another one, and I was like, oh, okay, so number 17 is like the original one or whatever. Simpsons did it, but
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it.
but I thought it was kind of interesting and stuff. And
Yeah.
obviously Robert Pattinson as an actor himself will draw me in. So
That's cool.
Well, him and you mentioned Daniel Radcliffe. Him and Daniel Radcliffe, I'd say, are in the
Pretty
same-
tight?
yeah, but they're like in the same boat, like
Yeah.
career wise, like
Yeah.
They're doing
getting
some cool,
to
wild,
your
like
subject.
they do like wild ass
You'll
movies.
see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you think of the trailer for Mickey 17, Trav?
I want to see it for sure.
Yeah?
I mean, I like space shit, so that was,
I th-
you know.
I think the term is sci-fi.
Yeah. No, space shit.
You saying spaceship?
That's incredible. No,
Space shit.
space shit. Yeah, no, sci-fi. But you know what? I say spaceship because I'm actually not a big fan of like all sci-fi like stuff. So,
Yeah, me neither.
um,
Johnny's a sci-fi guy. Second mention of Johnny in the episode. So
Right.
There you go. He's getting the call up. But this movie seems like a little bit different than your normal
definitely,
sci-fi, right?
definitely different, man.
more dark comedy. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, seems like there's definitely gonna be some funny aspects to this, but also some very serious aspects, I think, too.
Yeah.
So, I think it looks really good, and I'm down to see it. So let's go see it right now after the podcast.
Let's go like right now.
Wink.
Don't give it away. Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
You guys know what that means now.
But like, I think, yeah, I agree with you, Trav. I think what I really like about this movie, and a thing that attracted me to it, like hearing that like Bong Joon-ho was working on it, and like kind of when I saw Parasite, a cool thing about it was like the the class commentary allegory that was going on in that movie, which is really interesting.
Okay.
My microphone is running away from me. And I think what I am interested to see about this movie is like it seems like a class thing, right, from the trailer, because he's like this kind of like
Definitely.
Kind of like
Dude.
a bum
Yeah.
life kind of.
he's like a dude who's like down on his luck, and he's like this big corporation is just kind of taking advantage of him, and like in the trailer he's just like, you read the paperwork, right? And he's just like, yeah, I should have read the paperwork.
I should have read the paperwork.
You read through the paperwork.
I should have read through it.
It's kind of funny. No, I
Yeah.
get that.
So I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I love like sci-fi stuff like normally, and I love it when it has like a kind of like commentary or any allegory behind it. So
Well,
I'm
yeah,
stoked for
you're pretty Star Warsy, you know. So
I'm a
sci-fi
huge
is
nerd.
definitely okay. That doesn't. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's like people wear it like as a badge, but like I don't think like that classifies you automatically like as a nerd. But unless like a nerd is no longer like a derogatory term,
I feel like it's
they've
cool.
taken it back. It's like cool now.
It's cool to be a nerd now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What about-
Star Wars is popular, Marvel comics are popular.
What-
What,
100%.
it's like everybody thought it was cool, and they're finally like acting like it's fucking cool. But what
Yeah.
about like a geek? You know what I'm saying?
But isn't a geek and a nerd the same thing?
Are they though?
Oh God.
You know, like to me, a nerd can be like a comic book guy or like just really obsessed about stuff. To me, a geek is like that guy like with like the calculator in his pocket and
Yeah, so
You know.
okay, so yeah, I get that. A nerd is someone who has a lot of knowledge about a specific like thing in pop culture, I guess you could say. Whereas
a geek is
a
just
geek is
like,
someone who's just smart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like you think about like
then you're
Stranger
both,
Stranger.
you unzip your pants and you find out there's
You unzip your pants and you find that there's a calculator down there.
Exactly.
yeah, dude, it just like came into my brain.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. That's not a nerd. That's a geek. A nerd is the guy that's just reading his comic book, just like, what the fuck is this guy talking
Yeah.
about? You know?
So geeks aren't cool, nerds are cool.
Yeah.
That's the rule we're setting here.
I mean, why is it not cool to be smart?
no, I know, right? Exactly, right? That's
No,
always
it's
the thing.
not. It's cool to be smart, but it's not cool to be like too smart.
Yeah,
Too
too
smart.
You know, when you're too smart, it's a little too much, you know.
Like Einstein, dude, not cool.
Way too much.
loser.
Way too much. Tesla?
Okay, Tesla's pretty cool.
Tesla's
though.
actually, I
You
mean,
like
him.
Tesla's cool.
No, we went back. Me and him went and hung out the other day. It was
Yeah.
I fired up the Wayback Machine.
Way
Can you
back.
imagine if like somebody invented a time machine, they called it that?
The Wayback Machine.
I think it isn't a show, is it?
I don't know. Is it?
Peabody or whatever. Yeah, Professor Peabody. has a Wayback Machine.
That's before.
Is
my
that what it's
time.
called? The Wave? I've
I'm
never.
pretty sure. I've never seen the comic before, but I've heard that before. So.
That's way before my time. I'm
Oh, there you
91.
go.
You're 89. So
I'll write the little thing in the little blurb
You're old, so.
that corrects us when we're wrong.
sorry, we got a little off topic. My apologies.
But anyway, so Mickey 17, Robert Pattinson, I like this got me thinking, like Robert Pattinson was that guy who like everyone hated because he was in fucking Twilight. Yeah.
But you know, he didn't even like Twilight.
Did your Twilight experience turn out to be what you expected?
When I read it, it seemed like it was like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
I know,
You know,
right?
like I saw those interviews and I was like, this guy might be one of us.
He did it straight up just because he needed a job.
Cash grab, man.
Yeah.
Well, like that's the thing.
I feel like he was like, wait, how many fucking movies are there?
Yeah.
After the first three.
Did he like playing Cedric Diggory?
Did he like it or did he?
Yeah, like
I don't
did
know.
he like did he?
Oh, I'm
enjoy
sure
that?
he would have loved it, but like me and the rest of the world wish that he lived on. But
Because he kind of plays like a shitty role in that movie too. He's just like the heartthrob that all the girls love. He's like this
that gets killed.
player and like fucking
Yeah.
Well-
who gets killed. Thanks.
Spoilers for Harry Potter.
You have not
No, I
seen
know,
the
I know,
fourth
come
one,
on.
dude.
I mean, it's been out for 20 years. so-
Yeah, no,
It's my
seriously.
favorite. It's my favorite too. I'm still passionate about that.
But like, yeah, Cedric Diggory, even though as a character, because like Harry is like your average kid, more like you're kind of like more average, down to earth character, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And like Cedric Diggory is kind of like this like pinnacle of like being popular at school, right?
He's also really good. Like he was chosen for a reason. He
Yeah.
wasn't chosen because like he's popular. He could win. He was gonna win.
No, well, like that's the thing. He's like popular because he's like so smart
Yeah.
and cool and
Of
like
course.
able, right?
He
Like,
learns the error of his ways.
Yeah, but then he also like has some like failing qualities too.
Oh, of
Like,
course.
that's what like Harry kind of helps him in the first like we're talking about Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire now. But, Harry
Which
kind
I literally just watched last
Yeah,
night.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
It's the best one.
But anyway, like going back to like Robert Pattinson, like yeah, so he kind of was typecast as this like teenage pretty boy kind of dude, right?
Totally.
And like he does
Vampire.
Twilight, makes his bag, and he's just like, now I'm gonna make these fucking random ass art house movies that
Yeah, he
are
did.
I'm passionate about that
Exactly
are interesting
like-
characters.
Just like Daniel Radcliffe did.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what I was saying.
Yeah.
They're in the same boat, right? Like Radcliffe did the same shit, and like I know you keep telling me to check out that Horns movie,
I love that movie. Horns is great, dude.
but I saw one with Radcliffe where he plays like he's like an undercover like
yeah, undercover agent,
with
Oh, the
the Nazis or
Nazis,
something.
yeah.
Imperium, yeah.
Yeah, Imperium. Yeah. And
that's a hard scene to watch.
I was like, shit, that's a fucking. He was really good in that.
He
movie.
was really good in that movie.
Really good in that movie.
Does an American accent in that movie.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
love it. I love
But-
it when they do that.
So he's I think he's like another. I mean, he obviously made a lot of cake playing Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Whoa,
he's doing
yeah.
the same shit now. He's just like, dude, I'm only gonna take roles that I like. Why would I do anything else? I have
Yeah,
all
he's
the money in the
fine.
world.
Yeah.
all the
like,
fame, all the
all
money.
the fame. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I'm
And
just
he-
gonna do shit I like.
He also looks like he can take a joke too, which is like
He
cool as
definitely- yeah,
hell.
does.
Like he like is very he like makes fun of himself.
He
like,
also
often.
like they both strike me too as like actors who actually
Yeah.
love to act.
Yeah.
and
Just
love
chill
the
dudes,
craft
yeah.
of it, and
Mhm.
like so they don't like having a huge budget, having a fucking known director, or anything like that. I don't think that really matters to them. What matters to them is the actual project.
the project. Yeah,
and that's it.
Well, in regards to like children's books, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the numbers, but I think Daniel Radcliffe got the better deal in regards to the movies. Like, because
Yeah.
the thing is, there are more.
I would say
there's more or
Twilight-
less like the
yeah.
same amount of like how many Twilight movies are there and how many Harry Potter movies are
I
there? There's
think
got to be like the same amount.
there's 5 Twilight movies, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's like 8 Harry Potter
there
movies.
should be 7, but assholes.
Yes,
but-
there's 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no,
so-
the last book needed to get split into 2.
did it.
Yeah, dude, that book was
Yeah, it's-
awesome, bro.
It's an amazing book and it's great, but like, okay, fine.
I mean, I think
Okay.
I'm glad. I'm maybe
That movie started a whole trend where they did that, where
Yes.
like that movie was the first one to be like, oh, the last one is like 2 parts, and then everybody did that. Now the last Endgame, Infinity War, like it's just
but Endgame and
sure
Infinity.
there's more,
But, like,
more
the-
examples.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it kind of set this precedent where they could turn the climax into this like 2-part movie.
Yeah.
But like, I also think too, like when you like the last Harry Potter movie being split into 2 movies was like sick. I think both of those
I
movies
loved
are
it too,
dope.
yeah.
And having read the book, like I think it did the book more justice as well. They were able
yeah.
to include a
You
lot
were-
more
yeah,
things
you're
from
able
the
to
book.
include a lot more. That's
And then
why
you're
sorry.
talking about Infinity War and Endgame, and like I think those are like people love or hate the MCU. I think like there was a golden era of MCU movies where they did a really good job, and I think Infinity War and Endgame kind of like bookending it
Yeah.
was like a really good call because those movies have like 2 completely different tones that really kind of like was a great way to like close that chapter. I know they're kind of gone into a different saga
Well,
now.
they're kind of like anything can. I haven't followed in a while, but like I guess anything can. Nobody can die. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. Like anybody can be brought back.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So
Well, exactly. But like that was like a great way to end like that series.
that was Endgame was fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
That was like the last time I was like super like hyped
Mm-hmm.
on like, and even that wasn't even that much. But after Endgame, I was just like, I don't really think I care anymore.
And I think
like-
it's because they did such a good job
It was like
ending
I
that
had
series.
closure.
I mean, the movie's called Endgame.
Can you? Yeah. I mean, the movie's called. It's not called Begin Game. It's called Endgame.
Lives up to the title, that's for
It's not
sure.
called-
I've never seen it, so that's my.
Oh yeah,
That's all I can
That's
pitch.
your
Oh,
contribution.
okay. Yeah, Travis not a superhero guy or comic
I
book
am,
person.
but it just depends, like on the shit. Like,
But like speaking of actors
yeah.
who like reinvented their career, Robert Downey Jr. is kind
Oh,
of a
big
poster boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Oh yeah, is that? I guess
He's
that's the
Iron
top-
Man.
I guess no, I was like, I guess that's the topic.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
I don't think it was like properly set.
Yeah, so just to be clear, the topic today is actors who reinvented themselves, like Robert Pattinson, Daniel.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Daniel Radcliffe didn't reinvent himself. He
Yeah.
kind of just does whatever he wants. But like Robert Pattinson was definitely like this pretty boy actor
Mm-hmm.
who has become something else. Robert Downey Jr. reinvigorated his career.
A lot of Roberts.
But yeah,
A lot of
but
Roberts.
love it. But you guys were talking about The Lighthouse earlier,
Yeah.
and I think that
Defoe.
is like the movie that kind of defines Robert Pattinson's career as a turning point, because
Yeah.
that was like they actually went out to some bumfuck island in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
and filmed during these like crazy storms. I was watching an interview with like Willem Dafoe and the director of that movie, Robert Eggers, and they're talking about this like scene in the movie where Robert spoilers, Robert
yeah.
Pattinson is burying Willem Dafoe in the island, and Willem Dafoe looks like he's like drowning and dying, and they're talking about in the interview, and he's like, well, it's because I was.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
what year did that movie come out? I've never seen it.
I think that movie came out in 2020. There'll be a little blurb at the bottom of the screen. Check it out now, everyone.
I love it. Like how like future Malcolm has to do with that.
I was like really on the fence when I found out that he was playing Batman,
Okay.
Yep.
and then I saw Batman. I was like, okay, I believe him.
So what made you go on the fence about it?
I don't know. I'm just always like, I mean, when I heard fucking Affleck was playing him, I was just
Yeah.
like, ugh. Like, I don't know. I'm always really picky, I guess, with who.
Travis has
like
like a big wall up when it comes to this stuff. He doesn't want to be hurt again. After George Clooney and then Ben Affleck, and like I mean I didn't see the Ben Affleck ones, but I heard that they weren't terrible.
Ben Affleck never actually played Batman in a Batman movie. He played
Yeah.
Batman in like
Oh,
Superman,
You're right. Okay.
and then the
Interesting.
Justice League movie, right? Which was kind of like no one likes to talk about that movie.
Yeah. Cool. But
didn't they make like a what's his face did like a director's cut of it?
So Zack Snyder was originally the director on Justice League, and the production was going through a bunch of like bullshit, and then Zack Snyder's daughter actually died
Ooh.
during the production of the movie.
Yikes.
So he withdrew from the project, and then they brought Joss Whedon in because Joss Whedon made those first two Avengers movie and kind of helped bring the Marvel Cinematic Universe into like the positive light. So they're like, "Come on, Joss, save our DC movie, right?"
Turncoat.
Come, Joss, same done. I don't know. I tried to do something with his name there.
But
Come on, Josh Seed.
Anyways,
brutal. But yeah, then Joss.
Brutal.
Then Joss gets on that movie and like he's trying to put it back together, and that's also kind of like him getting on that film set is kind of like a part of like, I don't know if you heard, but there was a bunch of bullshit about with like him and a couple of actors on that set where it kind of came to light how he actually has a history of treating actors and people on set in a very shitty
Oh, neato.
Damn.
yeah, like he's in a like because he did Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the day, so a bunch of like I can't remember her name. I'll put it down here.
Nice.
But there was one character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer whose actor he cut from that show, brought her back on like the adjacent Buffy the Vampire Slayer sideshow, which was called Angel at the time, and he was
Okay,
just
yeah.
a complete asshole to her on that set. Yeah.
Really? No way.
So apparently, Joss Whedon. So Justice League kind of outed Joss Whedon as a huge dick, and also Joss Whedon's version of Justice League completely bombed.
Yeah.
And then Zack Snyder came back. There was like a fan call, or like there was a bunch of like online buzz about Zack Snyder
Yeah.
doing a director's cut for the Justice League and making the Justice League movie he wanted to make. And yeah, he came out. They released it on HBO Max like a few years ago. It's like this 4.5 hour
Yeah,
like. It was pretty sick. I watched
So-
it,
Really?
and I
He
liked it.
wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder, man. Never have been.
Yeah, now you see, I think that's the thing about Zack Snyder is like there's people who love him and there's people who hate him, and I'm one of the guys who love him. I don't think he's like a great
What else
director.
has he done?
300 is what he's
300
most
is-
known
Oh,
for.
is that the
I guess
one?
you
That's
could say.
the. I mean, I like.
I don't
300.
like mind that.
I
Like,
like
hate that
300.
movie, but like, I don't know. Like Watchmen, everyone goes ape shit for that. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, that's pretty divided.
Well,
film.
The
A lot of people
Watchmen
don't like that
actually-
movie too.
Watchmen just has like the greatest opening sequence of like any movie ever.
Yeah, and
Zack's-
then after that,
Like other than
shit
that.
show.
I mean, yeah, after that, yeah. Like after the
Fuck.
beginning part, you know.
I disagree. I love Watchmen.
I need to watch it again.
So does John.
But back to what you were saying. Sorry about people who were like redefining
Actors who reinvented
actors
themselves.
who reinvented themselves. The first one that comes to my head, also because of you, McConaughey.
I knew you were gonna say that.
And I didn't mean
Matthew
to say. I didn't mean to
McConaughey?
steal if that was when you were gonna say. but like,
totally. It's okay. Don't worry.
but it's well. You say it. You talk about it then.
Sorry, who are you
No, no,
talking?
no, you go ahead.
You don't. Is there any other human being whose last name is McConaughey?
I didn't hear what you
McConaughey,
said.
yeah.
McConaughey. Sorry, my apologies. Matthew McConaughey.
There you go.
So he went from I guess you could say like a heartthrob kind of, you know,
Yeah.
Totally.
that stuff, and then there's always that. You tell a story. You're better at it.
You picked the fucking guy.
Adam's like, actually, no, Trav, you tell the story.
So like, yeah, he was like a heartthrob, and then he like tells that story about how he like turned down like this crazy amount of money because he didn't want to like do that, and didn't want to be typecast anymore, and then now Oscar winner. All right, all right, all
Yeah.
right.
All right, all right, all right.
I
With-
did mention that on the Oscar thing.
Which,
Dallas Buyers Club.
You
Dallas Buyers Club, yeah.
I do like him. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's just been in a bunch of cool shit now, like Interstellar.
Yes.
What's it called? I love him in his little cameo in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Gazy fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
So
just
good. It's like
steals the show.
almost
Yeah.
the best
Yeah.
part of the movie. Like almost.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, no, that's like again, Matthew McConaughey is a big one where it's just like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, it was like all he did was romantic comedies, failure to launch and stuff.
This is the Matt Damon joke where he's just like, so we're gonna hang out and then we're gonna take our shirts off.
I just remember the Family Guy thing, like, you are absolutely terrible. Everything you're in is garbage. And Matthew McConaughey is just like, yeah, man, I know. They just keep giving me money, and I just keep doing it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
But ye of little faith. Here we are.
It works out. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing, though. You make your bag, and then you can fucking do all the art house films that don't make
Absolutely.
any
Oh,
money you
absolutely.
want.
Yeah. Sorry if I took the main one.
no, I don't. I was gonna say honestly, one for me is Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Dude,
Big
the
time.
OG.
Yeah,
The first one.
guy goes from the silly father, like, or like
Who we
he was-
love,
Yeah,
you know.
he's always like this kooky character. Like,
Yeah.
in
The
shows,
dentist
like on
in Seinfeld,
yeah, like
or
as,
you know, the father and
Malcolm in the
Malcolm
Middle.
in the middle.
yeah. And then he goes and does Breaking Bad, and it's just like holy shit, like
Just takes it up to another level.
to like almost, which is actually crazy, to a point where now it's hard for anyone to see him any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
dang.
mean?
He did
He
such a
hasn't-
good job that
He
he
hasn't
fucked
had
up.
like an amazing career since the end of Breaking Bad.
I feel like he would.
He
It's
was
like
in Drive, which is a great movie.
yeah, a
Okay.
movie I haven't seen that I've been meaning to for a while. But like he's like one of those guys that like has had a lot of success in TV. Like he reinvents himself in the television space,
Yeah.
and then he just can't break through. I don't know what
To
is.
the to film. To
film, yeah.
That's true.
Well, I mean, if he's lasted in Godzilla for more than like 2 seconds,
I know,
then
right?
Maybe he would have.
But I think it's also like what he chooses to do.
maybe,
maybe.
yeah, maybe he doesn't want to
Like,
do it.
why would you play Zordon in the shitty ass
Power Rangers movie?
Like, why would you do that?
I forgot
Like,
about that.
You know what I mean? Like, you're
Yeah, but our
fucking
boy-
Walter White. What are you doing? Like, but again, maybe it was just maybe his kids are fans of Power Rangers.
yeah, but our
and he
boy
was
is
like,
in that movie too, and he plays Alpha 5 or whatever. So
Who's our boy?
I'm gonna.
We
kill
got a lot of
myself for
boys,
that.
bro.
I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but it's Barry essentially.
Oh, fucking
Bill
Hader.
Hader. Yeah.
Bill Hader. Yeah, I forgot about that. Alpha 5.
Okay, yo, Bill Hader.
He's another one. There you go.
Another guy has completely
Yeah.
reinvented himself
Re-
over
but-
the years.
So like I don't know about this one. Tell me about it. How? Because to me, Bill Hader is just like the kooky side character in all those rom-com movies with like Seth Rogen and like the Judd Apatow films. Right?
Redemption. Now I can let you do it.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, Bill Hader, Barry. Have you seen any of that show?
No, I haven't, but I've heard it's good.
It's incredible.
From what we've
first,
seen,
yeah,
it's
we've seen the first
fantastic.
2 seasons. It was really, really good.
So like, is it just like
Incredible.
super dramatic?
There's comedy
like,
aspects
funny,
to
too.
It's
It's
like
like-
a dramedy.
Yeah, and but it's
Okay.
like, but it gets when it gets dark, it gets like when it gets
Super
serious, it gets
dark.
super super serious,
Yeah.
and it can change so fast whenever it happens. And also just like the side character, like Anthony, I think his real name is Anthony Kerrigan, who plays NoHo Hank.
Yeah.
Love that character.
Oh, he's like the funniest in
So
the show.
bad, I love that character. So he's the best, man.
But like I would say, like Bill Hader in this show is not the funny guy. He's an assassin, so he
Yeah.
has this like dark,
Yeah,
like inside
But he-
feelings, like, and he has like a tough exterior shell. too.
Okay.
So like,
Don't pull that gun at me, man. Don't pull that gun at me. Take the shot. No.
but he
he's
wants
not-
to be an actor.
But he wants to be an actor. Like he
Yeah.
wants. That's the whole premise. is
That's
he
why I
wants
love
to-
it, yeah.
He wants to get out of killing people and become an actor.
That's so funny. So like that's so it's completely against like what roles you think Bill Hader has done, right?
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He tells
man.
a lot of stories about
Yeah.
how he's like trying to like pitch ideas and stuff, and they're just like, well, what if I was like, what if we like it was like about a hitman or whatever? And they're just like, oh, I was like, there's like a million shows about a hitman. He's like, no, the hitman would be me,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're just like, you might like be onto something, and
Yeah.
then like and he's also a brilliant writer, director, actor. Like he's directed a few episodes, I believe, of Barry. So
Oh, okay, cool.
no,
I thought you meant of Camo. I was like, yeah, he was on set.
I wish.
Good old
No,
Bill Hader,
he-
friend of the
he- yeah.
show.
He might not come.
One day.
Clive Owen might not come now. John Favreau might not come now. There's a list.
When have we talked about John Favreau?
Oh, I'm sorry. Me and Travis.
Oh, well,
did.
yeah, on a previous episode.
And Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Don't start it again.
Oh my god. So this is one that when I was like trying to think of them, this is one that you might not consider right away, but Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Toy
like
Soldiers. No, Jumanji.
Jumanji,
Yeah.
Mary Jane in
Mary
Spider-Man.
Jane Wait, she was in Toy Soldiers, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in Toy Soldiers, right?
Bang. Yeah.
No, not Toy Soldiers. Small
Soldiers.
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers. Bang.
Was she?
Yeah, isn't she
wasn't
like
she?
the?
Oh, is this gonna be one of those things I'm embarrassed on the internet?
Jumanji. I mean, honestly and truly, it's been so many years.
I'm like
can't
almost
remember.
90% sure
She was also in Interview with a Vampire too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yes. She was also in Bring It On. Like, hello.
Hello.
Duh. Like,
But, like,
what are
yeah.
we even talking about right now? You're right.
I gotta check out the Small Soldier shit. That's gonna drive me nuts.
It is. It's for sure her. And if I'm wrong, then yikes.
So anyway, she was kind of like I don't know, maybe if it's just like because she was younger in a lot of those movies, right?
Yeah, Child Star.
Yeah, and then like
You're right.
Mary Jane in
Booyah.
Spider-Man was kind of like I don't know, like one of her like bigger roles when I guess she became an adult or older
Yeah,
or
well,
whatever.
yeah, she was like 20 or something.
But
Mary
like
Jane.
now she's working on a bunch of like kind of crazy like low key experimental movies. Like I don't know if you heard about that movie Civil War that came out last year.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, she stars in that movie. That
Did you
movie.
see it?
I haven't. So I wanted to see that movie, but like it's just like it's
There
kind
was
of
a
like
couple things in the
it's
trailer that I was like, this
eerily
is- yeah,
realistic.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if I want to watch a movie that's going to remind me so much about like the world right now. But anyway, so she's in that movie, and she is actually I don't know if you know this, but she's married to Jesse Plemons,
Yes, she is.
and like he's like a crazy.
Also from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, exactly.
He played Todd for everybody who wants to know.
Yeah, and then he was also in Civil
Breaking
War.
Bad nerd.
Maybe.
Well, no, that's we figured out nerd's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They met while they were filming Fargo,
Oh yeah, the
which
cool.
is also a very good season that she's in and he's in.
Fargo,
go
the
check
TV
out-
show. Yes,
Also, go check out that episode we did.
about the movie Fargo.
About
But the
movie
movie
Fargo.
Yeah. Television show is completely different, but yeah, no, they're in the second season of that show, and I thought that too. Like when I was watching it, I was like, "This is Kirsten Dunst. Holy shit, she's like really changed over the late."
Yeah.
but she's like, fuck, we're all getting old, right? She's like 40 something now.
40-something.
She's like kind of at that point where she like has the ability
Yeah.
to like pick and choose her roles. She did this really interesting movie, I think it was in 2012, called Melancholia. It was the work of Lars von Trier, who's like a super experimental filmmaker.
Nice.
And in this movie, she like it's kind of about like the world ending, and she's like getting married, and but it's like it sounds kind of like a silly romance movie, but then when it plays out, it has this like psychological horror aspect to it, which is like really cool. She's like the best part of the movie. She like is an absolute tank
I
in
like
that
psychological
movie.
horror.
But yeah, it's just like you like when I see her, I think like, oh, Mary Jane or the girl
Right.
from Jumanji. And
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is my mind always goes to
Jumanji.
Bring It On. I loved that movie when I was.
Oh
a kid.
yeah.
are you serious?
I went and saw that movie with like my friends, and my girlfriend at the time when I
okay.
was like fucking 10 or 11 years old, and like I remember because our girlfriends wanted to go see it. And then we were
Keep
just
being
like,
good
oh, man,
boyfriends,
we gotta
you know?
do it, and then fucking
What a good
literally
boyfriend,
afterwards,
bro.
we were just like, yeah, that was actually like a pretty sick movie. And then
Yeah,
I
low
just
key,
like
yeah.
I, like all my childhood, I just watched Bring It On. I haven't seen it for like probably a good 10 years, but I would definitely watch it.
I've never seen Bring It On, but I had never seen Bring It On, but I've seen You Got Served quite a bunch, and I don't know if that's the same kind of deal.
I would imagine
It's just
kind
dance
of-
battles, isn't it? Like
Yeah, basically.
in the end, right?
Yeah.
But one of them is like on a prep level, and one of them is underground. Underground
no,
dance
like
battles.
yeah, no, in like Bring It On, the original one has to do with like this team who's won
It's like a cheer team.
yeah, they're a cheer team and they go to championships like every year
Mhm.
or whatever, and they've been stealing. Well, the team doesn't know this, but the coach or whatever had been stealing material from another dance school or whatever like that. So yeah,
Well,
Drama City, man.
well, You Got Served has Omarion and fucking Steve Harvey, so you can imagine how great
Yeah,
that gets.
definitely.
And man, those dudes can dance.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, no, that's how I remember her. Every time I like think of it, I mean, I know she's Mary Jane too, which is a huge
Yeah.
fucking role, but yeah, no, the first thing I ever saw her in was Bring It On.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Definitely.
guess it was
Jumanji?
Jumanji, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that when I was really young.
Toy Soldiers came out.
Small
Af-
Soldiers.
Small Soldiers. This guy says to it. There is a movie called.
I
Toy
know,
Soldiers.
it's a Christmas movie, right?
I don't think so. I think it's an army movie, to be honest with you.
Listen, we're not going to go down. He's been going down rabbit holes all day. We're not going to go down anymore. let's just move on.
So another this is another actor who kind of reinvented herself also in the creative space. Emma Stone.
Yes.
So
Cool.
like I always first time I saw Emma Stone, she plays the girl in Superbad, who Jonah Hill's going after, right? Jules, yeah, I know, just like the archetype,
That's
right?
very true.
Well, yeah. But there's two the girls in that movie.
That's fair, but Emma Stone is definitely like kills.
She's a more prominent.
She's like the
girl,
main
I think.
character,
yeah, she's
right?
The girl.
Wow, this is a little too far right there.
And then she was also in Easy A. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
ever saw that.
I never
movie.
saw that.
I saw that movie. I liked it. I don't care. I had a thing for Emma Stone. I still do. I don't care.
I mean,
But,
the movie
yeah.
sounded like a good concept to me at the time, and I also thought she did like I don't know. I thought she did a really good job in like Superbad. She was a really likable
Yeah.
character. She played a great role. So I wanted to see her in like more films. So,
But so it can knock you for a loop when Gwen came along.
oh yeah, and Spider-Man, right? Yeah, when that was another thing. When I heard she was cast in Spider-Man, I was super stoked on those movies because like those were two actors, Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, who I was like super stoked on at the time because
They were the cutest couple ever.
yeah, but like they were also like 10 years older than the characters they're
Yes.
playing, which was a
They
little
never
ridiculous.
nail that age
yeah.
bracket, could they? They can never. They got like a little bit lower than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
but they had to get all the way down to fucking Tom Holland, who was still not, still in his like 20s when he first started. I think.
I need to see Whiplash. Or sorry,
Well, you've
La La Land.
oh,
La La
okay,
Land.
yeah.
Which is the director, I'm pretty sure, of Whiplash, isn't it?
Of
Yes.
Whiplash, yeah.
I think
Yep.
so. Homegirl friend Andrea was telling me about that actually earlier too.
The La La Land?
Yeah, how La La Land and Whiplash, same director.
Yeah. I've
He
heard
said
La La
that-
Land is like really, really good too.
She
I
said
re-
watching Whiplash gave her like anxiety the entire time.
100%.
Check out that episode.
I remember La La Land. Yeah, Damien Chazelle.
Mm-hmm.
I
Chazelle,
remember
yeah.
La La Land. Actually, I didn't watch the Oscars that year, but I heard about this. I think there was a mistake where the guy who got the wrong envelope for Best Picture, and he said the Oscar goes to La La Land, and everyone came up on stage and
No,
were
did that
celebrating.
And then it was actually Moonlight, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was Nomadland. I think maybe it was Moonlight. I don't know who actually
Well,
won.
you're gonna have two movies with land in the title.
All I know,
Somebody could have mixed it up.
it
Come on.
wasn't La La
Come on.
Land.
Yeah, that's so brutal.
And it
Land
was
in the
sup-
title.
Super embarrassing. But yeah, La La Land is also another movie I've wanted to see. Like it's like a musical, but at the same time, Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, like those are two.
You know, it's
actors who
another
I
movie
love.
with them that isn't good. Fucking Gangster Squad.
Gangster Squad. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh my god, that is one of those movies, man. It's literally like you compare this to like you say Smoking Aces is like this. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like first time you watch it, you're like, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Second time you watch it, you're like, eh. Third time you're like, this is so corny and stupid. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what that movie is.
Fair.
I saw that movie in theaters and I was like, man, I don't know why everyone's like hating on it. It was actually a pretty good movie. And then I watched it when it came out and I was like, I don't remember this part like in theaters. And then literally I've watched it, I don't know, last year or something like that and didn't even finish it. I was just like, wow, why did I like this the first time I watched it?
Wow.
It's like
Why did
movies
I
you,
like this the
you should
first
only
time?
watch once, and
It's
then
just so cliche and like you just like it's one of those movies where like something cool happens and then you're just like hanging on for 35 minutes until something else happens.
I hate those movies.
like
like
not
a-
good. And like the dialogue is just the most cliche shit. Like there's a scene where it always reminds me of that episode or that the South Park episode where the Jeffersons or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're a good cop there. Like his wife Maggie.
You're a
like
good cop there.
like they always have the scene where the wife is like, you know,
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
to
yeah.
the like guy because he's broken or whatever. Like that there's a scene like that in the movie. Like every cliche fucking cop thing you can fucking knock off is in that movie.
But it sounds like that's kind of what they're going for because the movie's called Gangster Squad, right?
Raise me a cat,
guess. I mean,
dude.
it looks cool and it's shot really well, but like, I mean, again, like, fuck, like, I don't know.
I know it's like some movies are made to be only watched once.
Yeah, like Spun.
Well, like anyway, I wanted to make a point about like Emma Stone because so we were talking about like even like she's kind of in this typecast as the I guess you could call like the girl next door
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of role.
Sure.
But then she goes on to she founded a production company
Nice.
called Fruit Tree, and they work a lot with the film company A24.
Oh, big
I would've
A24
called
is
it
huge
Stone
right now.
Tree. Duh.
Wow, this is a little too far there.
Moving on.
I'm
So
full of good ideas, man.
Somebody hit him up.
So Fruit
Please.
Tree, so Fruit Tree has actually A Real Pain.
Okay.
That movie was done under Emma
Yeah,
Stone's
yeah, yeah.
production
Oh, no
company.
way.
Yeah.
That's pretty
cool.
sweet.
Cool.
And then they also did this other movie that I watched earlier this year. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it's called I Saw the TV Glow.
no.
No.
It was released on Crave in Canada,
Crave.
and that was that movie. Man, like, so the movie, I was reading about it, and it's kind of like an allegory for like transphobia, like kind of like when kids are like a teenager and they're going through this phase of discovering
Okay.
that they're trans. And like, I'm not trans, but there was definitely some moments because in that movie, it's about like kids kind of like focusing on like a television show, and the television show is kind of like the light of their like really grim like
Okay.
life. It's like every Friday they get together and like watch this show. It's kind of like, I think it's like kind of supposed to be like an ode to sort of what Buffy the Vampire Slayer was.
Cool. Cool.
I was gonna say the cable guy. What?
That was the relationship between what's her name? Hannigan is her last name, and the other
Allison
girl,
Hannigan.
Allison Hannigan, and the other girl,
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No. Allison Hannigan has a
Oh, yeah.
relationship with another woman in the show.
Yeah.
And I remember like that was like back in the day. It was like, oh shit, let's do it. You know, like ahead of its time.
I can't remember that character's name right now, but that character, the actress who plays that character, is in this movie. I Saw the TV Glow.
No way.
She
No
plays
way.
she plays one of the kids' moms.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like
I didn't plan that. I swear.
I know, right? But it's like the TV show in that movie is definitely supposed to be an ode to like what Buffy the Vampire Slayer was to a generation of people. And anyway, it was a really, really weird movie. It was like definitely not an easy watch, but it was very interesting. I probably like wouldn't ever watch it again. Like I wouldn't even like, I don't know. Like it's one of those movies that is like a love of labor to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like not really happy, but it's
Like-
also kind of has like an important message too that kind of gets you thinking just about like people and like your own past and childhood and shit. So
You mean like kind of like the Human Centipede 2?
no.
No.
I don't know. I've never seen The Human Centipede 2, but I'm not sure if that's about reflecting on your childhood.
Yeah.
Well, you're reflecting on your childhood when you're like sewn on to like 8 other people. There's like 12 of them in that one. And then the third one, there's like a whole entire field. There's like 30 of them.
How have you seen more than one of them? I saw the
my
trailer.
friend-
I know, right? I thought the
Because
trailer, that was enough for me.
My friend Enzo is a sick freak.
Fuck.
And used to play that shit before he moved abroad. So
I mean, hey, those who's as much as I haven't seen those movies or probably will dog on them, like those are probably interesting movies in some aspect because like they don't make many movies like that,
well,
right?
okay, so we're not going to talk about it, but that movie went like the first one was like, okay, it's kind of like it's a stupid movie, completely terrible idea, blah blah blah. But it's not it's shot well,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not terrible. But then like the second one comes and you're just like,
well.
boom, like cuts like 50% quality and like everything, boom. And then the third one is just. I saw bits and pieces, and I went up to Enzo, and I was just like, "Why are you watching this?" And he's just like, "Cause I just got it."
It's like torture porn.
Yeah, no, yeah, I guess so.
So fucked up.
I hate those Saw movies, and I hate all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
like I mean, the first Saw
Why I
movie
brought
is
it up, I
decent,
don't know.
but like after
Yeah.
that, it just gets too much.
It's just a franchise. They're just out there to make money.
Exactly.
yeah,
I want to close at this like Emma Stone loop. So she has this production company.
Why
that-
don't you marry her? Jesus Christ.
My heart belongs to someone else, boys. But it's just like really interesting because
Sorry.
fucking
I
asshole.
didn't mean to fuck with you. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
it's just really interesting because she's also like done these like really it's another person who she like made a bunch of money when she was younger and now she can do these
That's true.
crazy movies. Like she was in this movie
Yeah.
called Poor Things a couple years ago, which was made by this filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm butchering that name. He's
That's
this
all right.
Greek filmmaker, another super experimental filmmaker. Like he makes these like movies that like
What's the movie about?
So Poor Things is about buy me some time here.
So if you go to the Soundscape on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that fun stuff, we are posting clips multiple times during the week, and we are also posting long form content during the week as well.
We also have a website coming out where you can snag all sorts of fancy merch like this.
Absolutely.
And these.
Not this.
And yeah, so look forward to that too.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming our
So
way.
anyway, back
and
to
your
Poor
way.
Things.
Here you go.
Yo, that was so profesh.
So an account. So this is the synopsis: an account of the fantastical evolution of Bella Baxter, who's Emma Stone, a young woman brought back to life by the brilliant and unorthodox scientist Dr. Goodwin Baxter, who's played by Mark Ruffalo.
Nice.
Love
Oh, wait.
Ruffalo.
I love Ruff.
No,
Actually,
I like
Remember-
a Ruff
yeah,
too,
when,
you know?
when I saw him in fucking Johnny, what is it? Johnny 17? Or Mickey 17?
Mickey 17. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Mark Ruffalo.
And he had a big fucking cool gray hair going on, so I was like, all right.
Wacky.
Wacky Ruffalo.
First time I saw him was 13 going on 30, and I loved him ever since.
Man, the first time I saw him and like actually like registered who he was when he played fucking Bruce Banner in the Avengers movie.
Same here.
And he was like, I remember thinking like, I was like pissed that Edward Norton didn't reprise that role because I love Edward
Well, I
Norton.
think that was his choice, though.
But then when fucking this guy came in as Bruce Banner, I was like, this guy's awesome. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, where's
He's
he
good.
been?
The first fucking Hulk, and it like sucked ass. Oh, the dude from Munich.
No, the first one wasn't terrible. I didn't
Eric
think.
Bana.
Is that his name? Yeah,
I think so,
Eric
yeah.
Bana,
Yeah,
I think you're right.
The second one, the original.
Yeah,
the
Ang
original
Lee
one.
movie.
Oh, like before
that's,
Norton,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
took
that's
it over.
Eric Bana or whatever his name is. I'm gonna trust what you said.
Yeah, Eric Bana in the Ang Lee
Ang
movie.
Lee is the other one I'm thinking of.
The Hulk.
But
Ang Lee's a
didn't,
director,
didn't
though.
Edward Norton he was just like, I want to rewrite this entire movie.
Apparently,
or
the
something.
production on that movie was like brutal.
Edward
So
Norton does that with every fucking director he writes. He
Why
works
did he
with.
I don't like the idea of somebody being unagreeable. I like the idea of somebody being passionate and driven, but not
Know your
not
like you gotta
disagreeable.
know your place.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean. Like,
true.
When you're making a movie.
I would
Like,
never think that because my brain is not smart enough to be like, oh, I have to think about a way to like direct too while I do that. Fuck that.
But like,
No
it's
way.
also kind of funny because he has worked a lot with like he worked with David Fincher, who's like a renowned director. He
yeah.
he works a lot with Wes Anderson.
Yes, which is Wes Anderson's
That's
very
your
good.
that's
my
guy
other
that's,
boy.
that's like your boy. Like you and him go way back.
So like, it's like if he does that on sets, is it just like when he's on a Wes Anderson film, he's just like, I'm going to shut up because I know Wes knows his
Yes,
shit.
yeah, that's true.
I'd love to see him on a Coen Brothers set.
Oh, I think you'd have to shut up on that one.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
think they would kill him.
Coens are like known for like
to the
don't go off
script.
script
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
all.
We had like it's cool, but the thing is that they turn out like the things they turn out are wicked.
Well,
so
exactly.
you can trust them. Like
But yeah, no, because I heard he was a kind of a nightmare to work on friggin' the one we did, American History X.
American
There's
History
a
X.
couple things there on that thing too. But
That's interesting.
but I
well,
mean, I get it. Like he's a super passionate actor and like really cares about his craft, so I understand. But and again, if you're Edward Norton and you've done that many cool things and you are on set and you really think that the director's kind of shit in the bed,
What are you gonna do? Not say
maybe-
something?
Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
exactly right.
I mean, been in enough movies.
And if
to,
you really
like,
care
you
about the
know,
project, then you're probably gonna
Yeah.
say something. Right?
it's true.
I think that's kind of just the thing where he's probably just at a point where he like knows that he has a lot of experience in the aspect of filmmaking, and he just like speaks his mind. And maybe some people just like don't like it, or maybe it just like upsets the dynamic of a film set, which I can
We're
understand.
gonna shake
right?
things up a bit.
Well, every director's different, right? Like some directors don't mind at all when people are like, "Hey, I think my character would do this," like, and then other
yeah.
directors are just like, "No, he wouldn't do that." So don't do it.
That'd be so embarrassing, though. Oh my goodness.
That's a guy who definitely has not reinvented his career. That is,
No,
just-
no.
He's just always been this.
Would John C. Riley count?
I mean, I don't know if he like
John
he's
C.
From, like,
Riley's always
serious-
done a little
from, like,
different
serious
things,
to
though, man.
comedy though, but he does like more comedy things now.
because he was even in Gangs of New York back
He
in the
was-
day.
He was in New York. He was in friggin' what's it called? What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Eating Gilbert Grape. He was in Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
There you go.
So yeah, no, I don't know, man. He's always done a lot of shit. He's in friggin' every time because I hate this movie, but I watch it. It's like a love-hate movie. What's it called? Oh my God, I can't even remember it. No, The Perfect Storm.
Oh,
He's also in that movie,
That
too.
movie's so bad, but
And
I love
it's
it.
so bad, but I love it. And
I
like,
love that.
But is
movie.
it bad though?
We get
It's
that
bad.
Peter. We're gonna go get that
dude,
Peter.
visually incredible.
Yeah.
Like dialogue wise, it's another one. It's just like hit off every
Yeah,
cliche.
I mean,
trope you can.
it's just I was really rooting for it until Shooter McGavin was just like,
oh my God, I always
"It's
forget
the
he's in
perfect-
there.
It's the perfect storm."
Yeah. Oh my God, he said it.
And I just screamed, and I was like with my brother upstairs, and I was just like, "Hey, I said it!"
I
Dude,
hate when
roll
they do
credits.
that.
It's over. They did
I
it.
hate
The
when
scene that always gets me is when like fucking he goes and he discovers this note that his girlfriend left him, and it like just goes to her like driving in the car, like she knows that he's writing like that he's reading the fucking letter, and
Yeah.
she's like doing all this like, oh my God, it's just so fucking.
How did we
nauseating.
how did we go back to fucking Marky Mark again?
It always comes back to Marky Mark.
Marky Mark,
Yeah,
man.
Boogie Mark's coming to a store near you.
Talking to a plastic plant.
So a couple other actors I wanted to shout out while we wrap this up. While I was looking up, that kind of fit in this, like Jason Bateman, from
Yes.
Arrested Development
Yeah.
to Ozarks.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty crazy.
True.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Definitely Jonah
Good
Hill.
call.
Definitely.
We're talking about like Superbad,
I'm liking this list so
Wolf
far,
of
Malcolm.
Wall Street.
100%.
Done a bunch of crazy shit. Nominated for an Oscar, I believe.
For what role?
I don't know, but I'm
Supporting
pretty sure he
actor?
was nominated for an Oscar.
We
For
also is
supporting
directing
actor,
now too,
maybe?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for a supporting actor. I don't
He's
think he's.
also-
I don't think. He's
Oh
a
yeah,
director.
yeah.
Mid-90s.
Wasn't he up for a supporting actor for Moneyball?
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably
pretty
what it
sure.
was.
You're an
Yeah.
Academy nominated person. Like,
Fatalities.
Okay, no, that was good.
You'd be selling that shit.
Yeah.
there's been some casualties. Okay, that was actually really.
That
good.
was. This is the end,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I knew he was up for an Oscar
Yeah,
because the
that's
dog.
Danny Br-
Danny
Yeah.
McBride saves the day once
Yeah.
again.
And then this last one I know is close to your heart, Trav. Steve Carell.
Oh fuck yeah, Steve
Yeah,
Carell
yeah.
definitely. I mean, I think the one that really turned around for him was the
The
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher.
Yeah,
I was reading about that movie
It's
and
on
I've
Tubi.
never heard of it.
I've never seen it either.
Channing Tatum?
I've heard like Channing Tatum's in it. Fucking Mark Ruffalo too.
Oh my god.
Oh, good
Yeah.
stuff.
But I mean, I'm not a real. It's like about a high school like wrestling teacher,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
something like that.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
He doesn't look anything like himself.
I'm not gonna
like-
say like, oh, I don't really like wrestling because like I don't watch wrestling.
We watched the Elimination
Well, I mean,
Chamber
we
the other
watched
day.
WWE or whatever the hell it's called.
John Cena's a heel now. What?
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
What? Sorry.
But at the same time, like I love that movie, The Wrestler. I think
Yeah.
it's an amazing movie. So I don't think so. You know what I mean? I kind of just gotta watch The Foxcatcher and just watch it for
Figure
what
it
it
out.
is.
I feel like if it was that like acclaimed, then
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's
like
true.
it.
Well, then there's also he was in The Big Short too.
Which I need to see. My
You haven't
brother keeps
seen
telling me
that
to watch.
movie?
I know,
Dude,
know.
that's crazy.
I know.
thought you'd totally seen that movie.
I know. I need to.
You should be
He's-
ashamed of yourself, really.
I know.
His role in that movie is like
I haven't seen it either. so-
Another like movie I really want to see with him is Little Miss Sunshine. Never seen that.
Oh,
movie
you've never
either.
seen that? It's got Paul Dano, young Paul Dano in it,
Yes,
dude.
Yes, it does.
So, but that's kind of like like I feel like that's kind of like his before his reinvention, right? Because that's like before he was like doing The Office, which kind of like brought him to a lot of fame as the funny guy. And
Little
you know,
Miss Sunshine was before The Office.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah, that movie came out when I was in high school.
Well, future Malcolm is going to
Yeah,
figure it
no,
out.
I mean,
That's
like
for
The
sure.
Office started in like 2004
yeah, but it went way after that. Way
to
after that.
2013. Something like
Yeah.
that.
So
Steve Carell's character in Little Miss Sunshine is like super fucking complex.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
super
fair.
complex.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And it's like a fantastic
Because
movie.
before that, like I only knew him as Michael Scott
Mm-hmm.
and fucking Evan Baxter in Bruce Almighty.
Oh, you didn't know him
Well,
in
he was
the
also-
40-Year-Old Virgin?
This was before 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like,
Really?
yeah,
I don't know the Steve Carell timeline. I'm sorry. I don't know what to place.
40-Year-Old Virgin came out before Evan Almighty.
no, I'm talking about Bruce Almighty, which is like
Oh,
2000.
true,
And that's the
true.
first time you saw him in it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He does that like.
Yeah, he's like a side. He's like a side character in that movie
Yeah, and he
too,
plays
right?
like
Yeah.
your total goofy like
Evan
Steve character.
Bastard
like shit.
Baxter.
Yeah, Baxter.
Isn't he
rather.
in Anchorman too?
Yes, he is. He
Yeah.
plays what's it called Brick.
Brick, yeah.
Brick
Yeah.
Tamlin.
So he like goes through this phase of being like super goofy, like comedy, like slapstick, almost like characters.
Doing
Yeah.
these serious fucking movies.
Yeah, like it's like kind of crazy.
It's cool
So,
when
yeah.
people do that.
But The Big Short is like
Gosling?
There's funny aspects to that movie, right?
So that movie is comedic, and Steve like I think Steve Carell, whatever. I think like he always brings some aspect of like comedy to his roles, just in his delivery.
Like
but
by accident?
The not even by accident, just like it's what he brings to the table, right? It's a part of his like offering.
That's true.
But like in The Big Short, his character has like a lot of nuance to it, and it's like kind of a heartbreaking character as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And he really kind of like you can kind of like see like this tormented aspect to him. He kind of has, I don't know, it's just he does a really good job in that movie. He's like you watch him in that movie and you like there's something going on with this guy. This guy's pretending to be a fucking asshole and hating everyone, but there's a reason for it. You can just like it seems like a real person, you know, like reminds you of like maybe a person you've met in your life, right? That's how that's how for me I always know like an actor's like nailed it out of the park when like they just play a role and it seems like they're just actually a person. You
It's
know,
like I mean, fucking, you could argue Channing Tatum a little bit because like when
I
he
was-
was first in movies, I wanted nothing to do with that guy.
Yeah.
And then 21 Jump Street came around, I was like, holy shit, this guy's really funny.
Definitely a good way to
Yeah.
make the bros fall in love with you if you make them laugh.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like after being on that side of the team, like or like the rom-com side of the team.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
I think
So-
what I like about Channing Tatum too is like the self-deprecating aspect to himself, like his role in This Is the End.
yeah, he's
Oh
the
my
gimp.
God.
Yeah, and then
It's my gimp.
have you guys
What's going on,
seen,
guys? Y'all cool?
have you guys seen the movie Free Guy?
No,
No.
but I
So-
was a little. I had a little Reynolds fatigue.
Yeah, no, fair. Like
So,
I threw it on with
No
Christina
offense, I love Canadians.
the other week, and like we were just like, let's just throw on a fun movie just to like chill or whatever. And like Channing Tatum is in that movie,
Oh, really?
and he plays this like avatar who's being controlled by like this nerd geek teenager, and the nerd is like talking to his mom in real life, and like Channing Tatum is like saying everything.
Nice.
And it's
Mom, do not touch that sock! I swear to God, if you touch that sock, you will be in therapy for the rest of your life! No! That's my special sock! Put it down!
It's pretty funny.
Christina brought it up. She's like, you gotta love how far this guy's willing to go to make a fool of himself to make us laugh, right?
Yeah.
So
I respect that though. Like,
And
I'm
apparently-
no longer laughing at him.
Apparently, like in This Is the End, when he plays the gimp, like he didn't have a stand-in. So every time they weren't filming, he was actually in the
Just in that,
like in the shit.
that leather, just like
Just
zipping
chilling.
up to drink.
Yeah. That's like that's
Oh,
amazing.
What's going on? Y'all cool?
Y'all cool?
I know I said it already, but it's just funny when he says it.
All right, well, I guess
like
that was
it.
another one, eh?
today, I did want to. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for the conversation, guys. Appreciate it.
No worries.
I mean, I like talking.
I wanted to let everyone know. If you don't know, we record a podcast about movie reviews. It's released every Monday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So check out that. We're gonna release one next Monday.
Yes, we all. One just came out this Monday.
Yes.
One just came out this Monday. We just did The
Exactly.
Wizard of Oz, last Monday, so check that out.
And working on the video aspect of that Monday show as well.
Yeah.
So
Working on a second studio to get some video aspects on that too, so you can enjoy seeing our beautiful faces twice in 1 week as opposed to once.
in a different place, even. Oh my God! Yeah, we're not trying to like cheapskate, beat skate. What do they say in Letterkenny?
Cheapskate, beatskate.
Not trying to cheapskate, beat skate you with just one studio. We're gonna move around.
So that's everything for us, guys. Appreciate you watching and listening. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit us up with a comment, yo. We want to know what you
We've been
think.
getting actually some really awesome comments lately.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for everyone who
Yeah.
has commented.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Absolutely, you guys are rocking it.
And
I love waking up to comments. The one where I'm not gonna say what one person said about you, but it was funny, and I'd made my day. So thank you for that.
check us out everywhere.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Adios.